Is
And
that the hardest part for you? I mean,
first,
other than her physically being gone.
well, and then also like I dealt with it now, but the hardest part of the time was trying to figure out the why and the what because you're just asking all of yourself this crazy shit. And I came back from a trip to my uncle's. I was gone for like almost a month up in Washington State, and I came back and they were like, my brothers were flipping like, "Oh yeah, mom like left a letter for Ben," and I was like, "What? Like nobody called me when you guys found this or anything?" They're like, "Oh no, we didn't think it." My brothers can be idiots sometimes, so I was like infuriated, and our garage is full of like my parents divorced. My mom got everything, and then we got everything after she passed. And it was like, dude, imagine it was like 27 years of a marriage of stuff. So we just our garage was just all their stuff, and we couldn't figure out how to deal with it. So then, like that night, I like obsessed, and I dug through everything looking for like, well, if she left a letter for Ben, she left one for me. Like, of course, we were so close. I was
Mm.
like losing it, just going through everything, every drawer, every pile of papers, every like, there has to be something. There wasn't, and it's just like you just drive yourself insane with the what ifs and the this, that, and the other. And I finally was able to let that go. The one thing
How old were you?
that was shit, 2012, 2024 now. I was 23. So, like I said, my poor brother was in high school still, but,
So
I
I
could,
just cut you off when you were talking. Sorry.
oh no, you're fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I didn't want to ruin your train of thought.
no, but it was just like that thought of like going through everything and there has to be something and it's just like, there isn't. And like I said,
That's so sad.
it,
That's like a scene from a movie or something.
it's just like, I'm a real big advocate for like, my mom wasn't like saying like she wasn't over there I'm gonna kill myself or nothing. Like it's the ones who suffer in silence, so you got to really try to reach out to, because like as much as she was depressed, she never gave off any sign of like those type of things were going to happen. So it's just an interesting, a real weird thing, and obviously there's a big spike in it in young kids and all that, but I think people just don't really think of like the finality of what it is. Like once it's that, it's done. Like, dude, somebody, a friend of ours passed away the other day from suicide, and it's just like, I mean, you can say that almost every other week. It feels like somebody knows somebody who killed themselves, and it's like, maybe try moving to another state. Like, there's so many different options, and like, if
Yeah.
you know the size of the world, you would never think that that's the option. Like, there's so many different things to go see and different ways you can live and all that. So, like, to anybody who ever would think that, like, please don't. Like, you could literally pick up and go start a whole new life somewhere, and maybe that's the life you were looking for this whole time. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
or
know.
at least a distraction, right? Like a pause.
Anything, but like, it can always get worse, but it can always get better if you just keep going. And there's no option of it getting better if you just end it. So like, don't. If that's the end thing that's gonna happen anyways, wait around another year or two and try to see if things get better. But like that idea that that's what you need to do is just such a tough pill for me to swallow for people. So like, to anybody who would ever consider that, you can DM me, call me, whatever. I'm down to talk to whoever, whenever. I don't care. Like, and then beyond that, like, just reach out. Like, you're not alone. People go through those thoughts all the time. Like, it's a common thing, even with people who are the most put together people. It happens. You think
Yeah.
that way, but you know how to act on it. So
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Um that's really cool advice. It's a really cool perspective of like you could move. You could
it's
like
that
go
simple. It's like,
camping, you could go fucking eat ice cream, like anything to like get out of that moment, you know?
yeah, there's so many like, and yeah, there's just so many. Try everything before you try that.
Yeah, and it's amazing that your DMs are open. I always tell kids that same thing, so I'll say that too. My DMs are always open if you need to talk or whatever, but